Hey there guys, I want to show you some of my favorite movements that can be done with a kettlebell for mobility, for strength, for accessing different ranges of motion, and some fun stuff that will challenge your whole body, but will also work strength and mobility at the same time. So to start, I'm going to show you guys the half kneeling windmill, and to get this up into the front rack position, you swing, clean, and then press. So we want this kettlebell up overhead, right on the same side where that knee is up. We want the wrist nice and strong, elbow locked out, shoulder blade down in its place. Not up here with your ear near your shoulder, but down in this place. And from here, I'm going to take that free hand and reach down right across from where my foot would be, maintaining all that good stuff in the shoulder. And I can either stop here and use your core to bring yourself back up. If you have a little bit more range of motion available, you can drop down to your elbow, hang out here for a minute, take a nice deep breath, and then use your core to bring yourself back up. To start out, I'd recommend about 5 of those on each side. Another variation of that windmill is a standing windmill, which I like quite a bit. It's similar to kind of triangle pose, but it's a little bit different. So to get this weight up into place, we need to do the clean. So we're gonna swing, use your hips, your shoulders, everything to get it up into this front rack position, and then overhead press. We want a nice strong wrist, elbow locked out, shoulder blade in its place. You can stand about hip width apart, maybe a little wider. If you need to go wider based on your flexibility, then do so. So my kettlebell's in my right hand. I'm gonna cock that right hip up. I'm gonna take the back of my hand and reach inside the legs. Keep your eyes on the kettlebell. I'm gonna reach straight down as much as I can. Maybe you go to the floor, maybe not, but that shoulder is nice and strong. Taking nice deep breaths here, brace your core. You're getting a good stretch through the legs. You're gonna brace that core, bring yourself all the way back up. And do that about 5 times on each side. One of my favorite mobility moves is the 90-90, the shin box, or the S mount, whatever you wanna call it. Both feet are in a 90-degree angle. Okay, my shin to my thigh ratio is 90 degrees here. And normally we just kind of go up and over. Beginner, you just go up and over with your hands braced behind you. Then we can challenge it a little bit more with no hands, trying to stay upright. And then we can challenge it even more with the kettlebell by holding it bottoms up. Once we get into this 90-90, you're gonna hip bridge up, brace your core, and go around for one of my favorite movements called the halo. So when you do that halo, you're gonna go behind the head, not above the head. Let it come behind your head, get that traction through the shoulders. Keep a nice strong core, keep those ribs in, back behind the head, and then bring it around from the other side. Now from here we can go down, we can go up and over, hip bridge up again, and then try to hit the other direction of the halo. Keeping a nice strong core. Up and over, and repeat. I'd suggest, again, about 5 times on each side, starting with a little bit of a lighter weight. So this kettlebell movement, it's called the kettlebell armbar, and it's a good one. It's a very good basic beginner one. It does help some stability in the shoulder, moving through range of motion, kind of like the other ones we just did. But this one is also going to be great for twisting your spine out, all right, and allowing you to have a nice deep breath. Great for your low back, great for your spine, hips, everything. So we're going to lay down. Okay, you're gonna press that kettlebell up. You want a nice strong wrist, elbow locked out, shoulder blade in its place. You're gonna bend that same side knee. So it's in my right hand, my right knee is up. I'm gonna use some good core. I'm gonna bring my left hand up overhead, okay, because we're gonna roll over it. So we wanna use core strength to pick that knee up and tap the knee down on the ground. So I'm in a nice twisted position. I'm gonna take a nice deep belly breath here. Get into that low back, expand that out, breathe, and then bring it back over. Okay, do that about 5 times on each side to begin with. Meanwhile, the shoulders stay nice and strong. Okay, do that about 5 times. Have some fun with it. Kettlebell armbar. All right, so this movement with the kettlebell is not really a movement, it's a static position. It's called the kettlebell squat prise. So first things first, you have to be able to get into this low squat position. If you can't, then you need to regress and just work on being able to get into this low squat position, maybe holding onto a pole or a beam here so you can sit back and drive the knees out, work the ankles and all that stuff. We're gonna do that here with this kettlebell, and we're gonna use the kettlebell to pry our legs open a little bit wider and get into those inner thighs a little bit more. So bottoms up on the kettlebell, grabbing it by the horns, you're gonna curl that up, and then you're gonna pull that kettlebell towards your chest, which then drives the elbows out, and the elbows are inside the knees, so I'm driving those knees out, driving the legs out, and getting a good stretch through my inner thighs into my groin. Now from here I can add leaning over the toes, okay, working a little bit of ankle mobility. I can sit tall in my squat and just work the hip muscles and everything that's happening down in this low squat. It's a good one. I can add some bicep curls if I want to get a nice pump while I'm doing it too. Flexibility and strength. Always need to get that pump. All right, try it out.